So yes, I grew up in Pilsen on the corner of 19th and Wood. My parents owned a business. Many people know it as Speedy's Snack Shop. Um, my maiden name is Gonzalez. My father, they Speedy Gonzalez, and he was not fast. That was a joke. He was probably slowest because he was a talker. Um, Unfortunately, one of the reasons I really was drawn to healthcare is that my dad died very young of heart disease. He had a heart attack at 42. And, I had to grow up really fast. My mother raised my sister and I together alone. And, I was always very interested in healthcare from, the passing of my dad. But my dad was, because my parents were very, very different. My mother was very quiet and just a very hard worker. My dad was the talker, and he would welcome, new arrivals from Mexico into our home and give them jobs. And so um, many of them, we know none of them had health care. If they cut themselves at the restaurant, it was a huge burden for them and for my family. Um, but my mother, after my father passed, what I learned about my mom was that it was a hangout for kids after school. They did their homework there. She had video games in the back room. There's a lot of people that are leaders in Chicago that my mother took care of them and taught them right from wrong. Um, Sometimes they would come in with a $20 bill, and my mother go, where did you get that $20? You better not have stole it from your mother. So she had some life lessons for them, and but always taught us that we need to give back to the community. Both my parents did, and so my sister still lives in Pilsen. I work now in Pilsen. That's what part of what drew me to Alivio, and to Carmen, who's the founder of Alivio, and certainly a mentor in where I'm at today. Um, just knowing that growing up in Pilsen, I absolutely wanted to serve, go back to my roots and serve the population that I grew up with. And there's, it's really interesting. There's so many leaders from Pilsen and Little Village when you think about it, that we're all like, wow, But I think it was because our parents really struggled and really helped shape who we are today, and the importance of never forgetting where you came from and always giving back and trying to make the community a better place. And so definitely both of my parents played a large role, as well as other people like Carmen and other board members that I work with and people that I've known over the years.
Yeah, we're fortunate to have people in our family and others that put us on their figurative shoulders to be able to reach higher and see further than we could on our own 2 feet. As someone in the work that you do, young people normally, when we talked about mass media and unfortunately our community being absent, especially when we talk about leadership roles. So when a young person, and not even necessarily a young person, here's what you're leading with Alivio, what you're leading with Healthy Illinois, what advice would you provide them if they're interested in the healthcare industry, and not just as MDs and RNs, but just again contributing? What are some words of advice?
Volunteer and learn. We're lucky that we do have a lot of volunteers, and I often get students that come and spend time with us, and also I think by doing that, we also, like, I try to respond to people that call me and are looking to shadow. And you're right, it's not just nurses and doctors. It's healthcare. You have people like myself in administrative roles, grant writers, promotoras. It's a vast array of different subjects. So get involved, volunteer, don't be shy, speak up, um, be a disruptor, speak your mind. And I think that's really important.
Get involved, be a disruptor. Esther, thank you so much for your time.